Hello again, YouTube. I'm back with some more information on my Tikka T3 in an X-ray KRG chassis. I took it to the range recently and wasn't really satisfied with what I was getting out of it, so brought it back, total disassembly and cleaning, and then reassembly. Still have my cleaning gloves on. Alright, so let's go with some more information for those interested in this rifle and the stock. Oh, in case you guys couldn't tell, you have to remove the cheek piece to take the bolt out, but, you know, not a huge deal. Got my spacers in. The wrong length of pull probably contributed to my poor accuracy. And I mean poor accuracy, so hopefully this will give me a little better clearance. When you order this from KRG, it comes as a kit, and unless you get one of the spacer sets with multiple options, you'll end up with just like a 4-pack of spacers and 2 screws. The screws you get are actually preset for that length, so be sure you order the right amount of spacers. They have a list showing how much each adds on the length. What I got was actually a little too long for me, so I contacted KRG, and they're actually going to send me 2 free spacers. Or, nope, wrong one. 2 free screws for 3 spacers. I'll have a spacer left over and 2 extra screws, but it's alright. I don't mind, because KRG is awesome and they're sending me free stuff. Always a good day. Alright. These are the Adland scope rings I mentioned in the first video. These are the dual lugs I talked about. You can see why you need a Picatinny rail for it. Weavers have just like one every now and then. But there are so many Picatinny rails out nowadays, it's hard to find a rifle or anything really that doesn't have some kind of Picatinny rail you can mount somewhere on it. One of the, I guess, downsides, but not really, is it takes a while to even this out. You put a scope on, you gotta tighten screw 1, and then 6, and then 3, and then 4, and then 2, and then 5. A little bit at a time, that way you get even pressure so it closes evenly. Otherwise you'll end up with one side flush and one side open a little bit. I haven't lapped these because I am at the bottom of the skill tree, but if I ever feel as though these rings aren't holding as well as they should, which I doubt will ever happen, go ahead and have them lapped. A little more comfortable. Let's see. A little more information I could have used when I first bought this, in case anyone is interested in buying a Tikka T3 tactical model. It comes standard with this rail, and it is secured with 4 screws, and I also think it's Loctited down the entire length. So if you want to remove this to put on like a 20 MOA rail from EGW, excuse me, you're going to have it removed by a competent gunsmith. I looked online and someone suggested you just blowtorch the thing to remove the glue. I don't want to do that. I'd rather not damage the receiver, knowing my luck. Ah, that's right. Speaking of damage, this, you'll see, does not have a screw in there. When you find one of these rifles and get it out of the box, there will be one screw here, just barely in. Okay? Do not tighten that screw. When I got it, I thought that the factory just, didn't tighten it for some reason. So I gave it a few turns without paying attention, and the rail was actually up at this angle. I don't know how it didn't break. So when I mount things now, I try to put the scope rings from here and back without touching these two. But that was my bad. What that's for, actually, is if you have a Tikka like this, or a Seiko TRG models, they actually have a specific muzzle brake that Seiko produces just for the threads that these rifles share. And you'll have your little screw up right here, and the muzzle brake, not this one, the Seiko muzzle brake, which is like, it's over $200, I believe. It's really expensive. Has another little screw up here. What that's for is to mount a Mirage band, I believe it's called. Got a little canvas layer going down here like a ribbon or stripe, whatever you want to call it, and 2 hooks, one for the front and one for back here. And the Mirage band just kind of floats above the barrel. What that's for is if you're shooting, multiple rounds, just pumping rounds through this, or it's, hot, just, temperature is the main thing. Once the barrel gets really hot, you'll start to have those little UV rays coming up. If you've ever been outside and it's been hot, you've got like a new road that's been paved, you'll see those mirages of like water, those little wavy lines come up out of the ground. that makes it difficult to shoot for distance because the image kind of moves and gets distorted, and it's just a pain. So that's what the Mirage band is for, and that's what that little screw is for. Most of the time, actually all the time since I got it, I just leave that screw out. I still have it in case, but I believe it's the same screw as these, so you can also use that screw as a replacement if one of these screws should somehow get damaged. My glove just made a fart noise. Alright. I have not disassembled the stock yet to see how everything fits together. Haven't felt the need to, but we'll see about that. I tried to film the disassembly and reassembly process, and that does not work one-handed. Don't know if I mentioned that before, but if anyone wants to do a disassembly and reassembly video on this stock, you go ahead, because right now I don't have the resources to do it, which is kind of sad. Yes, you can use this stock without the polymer forend. The magazine does wiggle like mad. I wouldn't recommend it just because it wasn't designed to be used that way, but everything checked out function-wise. So, yeah, you can save 1/3 of an ounce by taking this polymer end off, but I wouldn't recommend it. Alright, that should be just about all the new information. I'll give it a reassembly and try it again sometime in the coming weeks, see how everything goes. Sorry the video quality is the same as the last video. Hopefully after this rifle stops taking away all my money, I can afford an actual camera and a lighting system. Maybe a nice little GoPro and some standing lights or something. I'm not sure. But it's probably not going to happen anytime soon because another project has decided to take my money. This little guy was actually part of that project, so little contest here in the comment section. See if you guys can guess what this came to, or what this went to, excuse me. If you can figure it out, I'll put it in the next video. We'll shout out. It went to a rifle, obviously, and that's all you'll get for information. Alright, good guessing. Alright, one last little look-see. New spacer system. Oh, this, just for fun, I took that off and put the rail on, and I put the foregrip back there. Balance is a little weird in terms of height. You have to extend the bipod a bit, but it's actually not that bad. For those of you who use this to hook your left thumb and forefinger, whatever that term is, the web of the hand. It actually worked out pretty well. The poor man's monopod. Okay. There you go. Thanks for watching.